it's the defining tragedy of people's lives, right?
Yes.
Like they've
not moved on.
because people have seen so much like brutal stuff that it's just hard to talk about. I knew of someone who married into a family very pure, and like pure as in no smoking, no drinking, no none of that, right? Like, and part of the incentive was that I want to be with somebody like that, right? The families came together. Day one, she finds out husband's a chain smoker, smokes all the time in the bathroom and drinks very occasionally, right? And so she keeps it to herself because of the sanctity of the marriage and because of the affection she has for the guy. She's like, I want to make it work. Until it gets to a point where he's drunk one day, and drunk husbands are probably the worst places to be. Yeah, it's a tragedy. It's a time bomb. It's just going to happen at some point. When you're too drunk and when you're too often drunk as a man, one day your life is going to feel sad and you're going to do what you're not supposed to do, and that happens. And then that divorce is just another file and one more phone call and आज कुछ हुआ कि नहीं और उसने कुछ जवाब दिया कि नहीं, अच्छा आज वो ये कह रहा है. And as a friend, you're just sitting there. As a brother, sometimes you're sitting there being like, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता दीदी के लिए, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता अपने friend के लिए.
Absolutely. And I mean, you're talking about drunk husbands. I had a case which came to me, and that guy used to get so drunk, he used to piss on the wife's face. And when she came to me and she said, मैडम आप बताइए क्या करूं, ऐसे ये क्या करूं, क्या ये कोई सवाल है मुझसे पूछने को?
ये अब पूछ रहे हो आप क्या करूं? ऐसी कौन सी मतलब रिलीजियस इंस्टिंक्ट आपके अंदर जाग रही थी कि आपने अभी तक कुछ नहीं किया?
You know, so it's just those are marriages which I just say, please get out.
Yeah.
You know, please just yuck.
Anybody will say that.
You know, just get out. No need to. They say, no, what will happen about my children? I mean,
we'll figure it out.
Your children don't need to see this, man. Imagine your children seeing this, and she had a son and a daughter. Imagine the son seeing this, that it's okay to piss on my mother's face. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. And all that money in the world.
It's not going to work. It's not worth it. So, in that's another thing, na? Because bache are a real concern. I was recently part of a conversation around divorces, and the father got angry at a certain point and to his daughter, and he's like, तो बच्चा करने से पहले बोलना था ना कि डिवोर्स कर ले, अब तो तूने कर लिया, अब मैं कैसे, कौन, मेरे पास नहीं है पैसे इसको संभालने के.
I know, and that child will be just like psychologically damaged and just think, oh my God, I am so unwanted.
Yeah.
I am so unwanted. I had someone who had come to consult with me, and he kept on saying that, I kept on telling my wife कि अब दूसरा बच्चा नहीं करो, we'll just enjoy this thing, मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है. I said, how could you say that? नहीं, but मैम अब आ गया है तो मैं संभाल रहा हूँ. I said, चलो great. But you know, see what is coming through. I mean, our parents never thought like that. We never heard these narratives. You know, you're saying that the generational this, we never heard these narratives ever.
Right.
In our life, you know, whether you
It's
were
a
rich
very
or
active
poor.
concern.
You know, but today everybody, even while talking about a child, people just say, oh, you know, how will you have a child? Who will provide for the child? You know, you have to send the child. No, it's okay. I mean, you know, I can send my child to a convent school also. I don't have to send my child only to an IB. I don't need to send my child only to America.
No.
It is not that, you know, sort of Virat Kohli trained in America to play cricket, and that's why he is one of the number one in the world today. Come on.
Agree.
You know, so we also need to get a grip. Where are we going?
So you're saying that having a child and raising a family is far more superior than making sure they're all going to Harvard?
Absolutely. Because I also believe that each child comes with their own destiny. Okay, you combine that with giving a hardworking, great atmosphere, loving. My father was a Fauji. How much money do Faujis have?
Not much.
Then?
And no scope for corruption also.
No scope for corruption, nothing. You know, corruption ki to baat hi nahi karo. Somebody, I mean, I said he's a fighter pilot. Somebody who signed up his life to fight for the country. Money is nothing.
You are right.
It's
not even in conversation.
Not even a conversation. So, you know, when you're saying all of that, I mean, and look at, you'll see by and large, Priyanka Chopra is a Fauji kid. See where all the Fauji kids have gone. We never grew up with that much money.
But they have a very unique culture growing up. Like they have a very liberal sort of stand. For
Liberal,
yourself.
stand for yourself and manage in what you have. And everybody, I remember my father also telling my mother that my daughter, she should be able to fend for herself. So we grew up thinking that we have to work. You know, even if you work as a basic job, you know, but you have to earn your own money. And also, I mentioned in my book X-Files that he was the first guy who I felt was a big supporter of women. You know, we grew up as very empowered women, and he always said not being equal to a man was never a conversation at home.
Right.
But when I used to come here, you know, I used to come to Bombay and my grandparents' house, and my cousin always felt, you know, because that was the conversation at home. And I write about it in my book, and, you know, mango milkshake used to get extra mango milkshake. So why are you getting extra mango milkshake? He says, because I'm a boy. I said, no, everybody has to get the same, you know. So he said, no, I'm a boy. And say, I'm 6 years old. Okay, so obviously there is no narration at home about this. So he says, because I'm a boy. I said, no, that doesn't mean that you're entitled for it. You know, he goes to his grandmom and she says, हाँ usko extra मिलेगा because, you know, he's a लड़का. I said, नहीं, मेरे पापा ने तो नहीं बोला उसको extra मिलेगा. So of course I get very angry. I beat him up, etc. Okay,
So you leveled the playing field.
Okay.
Now you get extra benefit.
No, I write to my dad about the incident, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I write to my dad about the incident. My dad writes to me saying that even in that conversation, you know what he said? He said he evaded and he never endorsed that view. He said, it is his house. You are a guest. So you have to go as per what the guest gets.
Yeah.
When you come home, we will get you all the mango milkshake in the world. And of course, this next thing that my dad wrote was that, and you are absolutely not to beat up people.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean that is thing. But see his thinking. You know, even at that stage, उसने ये नहीं बोला कि हाँ बेटा ऐसे होता ही है, लड़के ज़्यादा strong होते हैं, लड़के ज़्यादा ये होते हैं, वो होते हैं, उनको extra मिल, nothing. That's why I just feel that my father has shaped me so much. I speak my mind, you know, I fight for women. I also fight for men who are wronged.
Right.
You know, so I am what I am because of my father and because my mother supported him and my mother supported me. Because that narrative was there throughout the house.
I agree. As a matter of fact, I come from a family where my mother's formally more powerful than my father is in the world, right? My mom's a judge, my dad's a lawyer. And the worldview that's shaped for me is quite incredible.
Correct.
Right? It's not even a question. Like in my head, it was never a question. My dad did so much justice to my mom in that relationship.
Correct.
I am very thankful of both him and her. And I think it comes quite literally from my grandparents. Like we can go on and on about those sort of anecdotes, but I'm so happy that those were the fights and wars my parents fought in their time to have me not be convoluted in these ways.
Correct.
Right? Like there's so many ways in which our minds can be small and our unhappinesses can be large because of our minds being small.
Correct.
And to live without that burden, मैं इसके से invisibly बड़ा हूँ.
Correct.
It's just easier. I just think my life's better. And guys, if you're interested in more content like this where it actually makes you think and explore how you think inside your head, dude, subscribe, man.